Hi everyone, it's Mrs. McInnes here. Welcome to the second lesson on decimal time. So today we're going to be looking at how to convert decimal time back into hours and minutes. So our previous lesson we were looking at changing hours and minutes into a decimal time. Today we're going to be looking at how we change that back into hours and minutes, okay? So we're still today going to need this understanding of decimal time and remembering that we are looking at time out of 60 minutes, okay? We need to know our common units of decimal times. We looked at these yesterday. And then we're going to look at how to convert decimal time into minutes and then extend that on into writing decimal times as hours and minutes. So again, let's start off by looking at our common units of decimal time. So these are the same three that I did in the previous lesson. We're going to go from changing the decimal back into how many minutes that would be. So if we think about this first one, 0.25 hours, okay? 0.25 of a full hour, okay? How do we work that out? So I would like you to think of it as 0.25 of a full hour. So that would be of 60 minutes. So how do we write that as an actual mathematical sum? Well, in maths, this word of is the same as multiply. So as a mathematical sum, we would write 0.25 times 60. Okay, and if you did that on your calculator, you would get 15 minutes. Okay, this again is going to be calculator work, so you can use those to do these questions. If we do the same thing with the next question, we've got 0.5. So 0.5 of 60 minutes. Well, again, let's write that as 0.5 times 60. Okay, and again, if you're using the calculator, it'll tell you 30 minutes. The final one here, we've got 0.75. So 0.75 of 60 minutes. Well, again, that would become 0.75 times 60. So that would give you 45 minutes if you use your calculator. That will tell you what that is. So these are the same three common units that we looked at yesterday. So again, I would like you to learn these ones so that you can just tell me 0.25 of an hour is 15 minutes, 0.5 of an hour is 30 minutes, and 0.75 of an hour is 45 minutes. Okay. So let's go on and now use this rule to look at any amount of time as a decimal and how we write that as minutes. So we've seen here now that the rule is going to be multiplying the decimal by 60 to change from a decimal into minutes. So again, let's do the working. So you need your calculator for this. So 0.2 hours, we would do 0.2 times 60, and that's going to give you 12 minutes. Okay, same with the next one, 0.7. So 0.7 times 60, that's going to give you 42 minutes. Okay, now your last one here, we have 0.32 hours. So 0.32 times 60. Now this time we're going to have to do a little bit of rounding. So your calculator will actually tell you that's 19.2 minutes. But we would generally not say 19.2 minutes when we're working with time. We would normally round this to the nearest minute. So I'm going to actually write that as 19 minutes. Okay, anything under 5, we would round it down, leave it as the number of minutes that we have. If it's 0.5 or bigger, you would round it up to the next minute. Okay, so 19.2 minutes, we would just write that as 19 minutes. So a couple more examples here. We now have questions where we have a full number of hours and then our decimal part of the hour. So 3.15 hours. Well, like we did in the previous lesson, the full number of hours is going to stay as it is. So that 3 is going to stay exactly as it is. And it's just the 0.15 that we're going to change into a number of minutes. So 0.15 times 60. So we need to just do the minutes. The hours, we know that that's 3 full hours. And then your minutes is the decimal part. So 0.15 times 60 is actually just 9 minutes. So as a total, that would be 3 hours minutes. Okay. Similar for the next example, we have 4.53 hours. So the 4 hours, we're just going to leave that alone as it is, and it's just the 0.53 that we need to change. So 0.53 times 60. So again, it's just going to be the 0.53 that will change. The 4 is going to stay as 4 full hours. So on your calculator, that's going to give you 31.8 minutes. So here we would probably round this to 32 minutes. Okay, we wouldn't normally use a point something of a minute. So as a total, we have here 4 hours and 32 minutes. Okay. The last one I've got for you here is 2 2/3. Just some of the questions you'll do, it won't be a decimal, it'll be a wee fraction. That's fine. We know how to do that already. So the 2/3, all we need to do there is get that as a decimal. So 2/3, we would just do 2 divided by 3. Okay, calculator will then tell you that that's 0.6666 and so on. So you could write that as 0.67. That is then the decimal that you'll need to change into minutes. So we'll do 0.67 times 60. Okay, and when you do 0.67 times 60, your calculator is going to give you 40.2. So we would just make that 40 minutes. Okay, so your total here for this one, we have our 2 hours and 40 minutes. Okay, so that's the type of questions I'm going to get you to do in this lesson today. So in your speed distance time booklet that is on the Teams page, and we've used that for a few lessons now, we're going to be looking at page 4, and it's going to be exercise 4, question 1 and question 2. So make sure you're looking at the right exercise number there as well. Okay, exercise 4, question 1 and 2. Again, you're going to have to use a calculator for this today. So either use an actual calculator. If you don't have one, you can use the calculator on your phone or your iPad, laptop, whatever it is you're using to do your online lessons. Okay, as usual, if you have any questions or need any help, come onto the Teams page and ask for some help. Post your question and you will get a response. If you want to email me, that's absolutely fine. I will get to it at some point, and I will speak to you all in the next lesson. All right, thanks very much, guys. Bye now.